Mishenechnas Adar, Marbin B'Simcha. What exactly does that mean? Mishenechnas Adar, Marbin B'Simcha. A person is supposed to be B'Simcha all the time. Mitzvah Gedola Lios B'Simcha Tamid. What's the internal avoda of Mishenechnas Adar, Marbin B'Simcha? What is a person supposed to do to be Marbin B'Simcha? Likewise, we say Mishenechnas Av, Mematim B'Simcha. That when Av comes in, we have to minimize our simcha. What do we have to do in order to minimize our simcha? You see, normally a person has two parts of life. He has the part that he views as good, the part that makes him feel good, the part that naturally makes him feel happy. And then there's the part of life that makes him feel lacking. And when he feels lacking, that obviously makes a person feel sad. A person is supposed to have perspective and hakaras hatov and appreciation and see the cup half full. Live b'ma in what there is. And therefore a person always has to be b'simcha, even though he recognizes there are things that are lacking. When we say Mishenechnas Av Mematim B'Simcha, is because Chazal want us to focus on what we are lacking. We are lacking the Beis HaMikdash. We are lacking the Geula. And because we're focused on the lacking, naturally, we're going to have Mishenechnas Av Mematim B'Simcha. But what does it mean, Mishenechnas Adar Marbin B'Simcha? How are you Marbin B'Simcha? So, okay, I already know I have to focus on what I have, and therefore I'll feel simchadik. That's the avodah of the whole year. So what's special about Purim that a person has to do in order to generate a Marbin B'Simcha? How do you get to Marbin B'Simcha? And also, what does it mean, Mishenechnas Adar Marbin B'Simcha? That shouldn't be. If you're looking back at history, this time was a very difficult time for the Jewish people. The Jewish people were going through tremendous struggles and calamities in Shushan and beyond. It wasn't until Purim came that there was a tremendous miracle. It should be when Purim comes we're Marbin B'Simcha, not Mishenechnas Adar Marbin B'Simcha. It was terrible what was going on there. We have Tanis Esther coming. Right now we're going through struggle. Why are we simchadik even now, Mishenechnas Adar? You know, we say about Rebbe Akiva that Rebbe Akiva knew nothing until he was 40 years old. What a terrible thing to say about someone, especially a big Talmid Chacham. Why would we want to talk about how the great Rebbe Akiva knew nothing till he was 40? Wouldn't he be tremendously embarrassed knowing that we're all going around saying he knew nothing for 40 years? We all know the answer to that. The answer is, while Rebbe Akiva might have been very embarrassed of that at the age of 30, 35, or 40, but today, it's part of his praise. Rebbe Akiva became the great Rebbe Akiva despite the fact that he struggled for 40 years finding the emes. And that becomes part of his great story. That becomes part of his praise now. It's like every single movie and film is all built in the same way. There's always some sort of main character that goes through some sort of setback and struggle and loss. But that's what makes the victory at the end so great. It's like when you watch the movie the first time and you're watching this and you get all nervous and you're like, oh, this is terrible. But at the end, when you see the salvation, the second time you watch the movie, it's like you're excited the entire time you're watching it, even though you're watching something terrible going on, but you know where this is going to end. Mishenechnas Adar Marbin B'Simcha is really an opportunity. We had this time in history in Purim where the Jews went through tremendous hardship and difficulties, but then we saw where it ended up. And it's specifically because they went through such hard times that makes the victory and the Nahafachu at the end so sweet. It's not only that we appreciate the miracle is sweet, but now we're also able to look back at all the difficulties and see that is part of the picture of what makes the whole story incredible and sweet. Mishenechnas Adar Marbin B'Simcha is saying that it's not just the avodah of the whole year, that we're supposed to look at what we have and appreciate that and kind of like put what we don't have into perspective, but to actually see the things we don't have as good. The struggles themselves are good. It's the bechina, it's the aspect of olam haba itself, as the Gemara tells us, that in our world, We only say Baruch HaTov HaMeitiv on things we perceive as good, but things that we perceive as difficult or bad, we say Baruch Dayan HaEmes. But in the world to come, even on Besoros Ros, we're going to say Baruch HaTov HaMeitiv, and we have an opportunity to tap into that level right now. Right now in Adar, we are Marbin B'Simcha because we're even able to say on Besoros Rois. Right now, the Jews were going through difficult times, but we're able to say Baruch HaTov HaMeitiv, and that's the avodah of today. To not see the difference between Baruch Mordechai and Or Haman. To be'emes see that everything is biyad Hashem, and even things that we perceive as chaser, as lacking, are truly just as incredible as the very victory we experience at the end.